Hello, and welcome back to the Richard Talaferro podcast. You see them early in the morning, people out running and getting their early miles in before beginning the day. Or maybe they're in the gym, sweating on the treadmill and listening to their Spotify playlist. And you'll see them in the restaurant line, ordering more food than is normal. We're deep into marathon training season, with thousands of people hitting the roads in search of a personal best or a new experience. And while you may not be a runner, you can see your career transition playing out in the same way. What a runner needs to complete a marathon is what you'll be needing in your career search. And I'm not talking about long runs, gross gels, and massage guns. I've only run one marathon back in the 2010s, and it was a daunting challenge when I first signed up for it. Months of back and forth about whether or not I was going to be courageous enough to do it ended when my bank account was debited. I had been running for a few years, however, and that gave me a good base from which to start this new adventure. Making the decision to change your career can feel just as daunting. You're heading into unknown space, and you have a wealth of knowledge and experience to bring to your new career. But then the rubber had to meet the road at some point. To dream it and to think about it was one thing, but to actually complete a marathon was on a different scale. If, in fact, training for it felt like a part time job. On top of everything else that was happening in my life, I spent week after week for months training my body and my mind to the goal that I had laid out. That meant a lot of weekends spent running for 2, 3, or 4 hours to build my mileage up. And that meant spending the rest of the weekend on the couch recovering, only to do it again for the next week. Career transitions are the same way. You are committed to doing the work and finding the work that works for you. There will be days and weeks where you will feel exhausted from the search. You will continue on, however, knowing that you're on the right path to enhance your career and your life. You may be facing a career transition. You may have chosen to make the move, or you may be facing a downsizing. How do you lace up your career transition shoes to run the best race you can? Here are three ideas for you. One is plan. Before I could put a foot down on the pavement to cross the finish line, I had to lay out the steps to get there. What was my training plan? What was my nutrition plan? What was my travel plan to get to the race itself? To get to my goal, I had to work all of that out. When you look at your career transition, you need a clear roadmap. What should you be considering in your plan? Here are a few things. One, self assessment. What are you a star at in your current work? What do you really enjoy doing there? Let's identify your skills, strengths, and passions. Career research. Now is the time to explore different industries and roles that dovetail with your interests and goals, and look into companies to research descriptions and salary ranges. Networking. Reach out to people in the industries you're interested in. Look for industry events and online communities that may jumpstart your search. Skill development. Do you have any skills gaps? Look into taking courses, certifications, or online tutorials to close them. And career coaching. If you're feeling overwhelmed and unsure about your direction, consider working with a career coach. We can provide personalized guidance and support during your transition. The next step is train. This is where the rubber truly meets the road for the runner. The early mornings, long weekend runs are where the magic happens. And in a career transition, this is where the magic happens too. What can you do to make your training work for you? Take courses and workshops. This will help you acquire the skills and knowledge you need for the career that interests you. Volunteer or intern. This will give you practical experience and help you expand your network. Practice interviewing. Sitting down for a trial interview will boost your confidence and prepare you when you start applying for jobs. Create a strong online presence. A professional website and an active social media profile build your presence and lift your credibility. Lastly, execute. It's finally race day, and after all the training and support, you're ready to hit the starting line. What can you do to make your race the best experience possible? Tailor your resume and cover letter to each job application. This will show that you're a good fit for the position. Practice those interviewing skills. This will help you make a strong impression on potential employers. Follow up after those interviews. This will show your interest in the position and keep you top of mind. And lastly, celebrate your successes. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Crossing the finish line of a marathon is a huge personal achievement. Changing careers is a huge professional and personal achievement too. Both are daunting and take a lot of effort and support. When you plan it out well, and when your training is dialed in, you can confidently reach the starting line knowing that you are prepared and you're ready to make the career transition everything that is meant to be. If you're searching for work that works for you, I invite you to go to richardtaliaferro.com and schedule a complimentary call with me, and let's talk about it. Thanks for listening, and talk to you next week.